I want to give you a quick tip to shorten the amount of time it takes from you getting an interview to actually for that interview happening with a candidate. We all know time kills deals when it comes to recruitment, and there's nothing worse though than feeling like a pushy recruiter. So how do you feel, so how do you convey that urgency to a client or a candidate without, I guess, letting things drag on and get out of your control? I feel like I've talked about this before, maybe in a little sub podcast before, but when we are putting candidates forward to clients and they say, hey, I want to interview this person, we go, great, we got an interview. And we always say, what's the key metric that matters? Getting first interviews. So that's the exciting part. Where a lot of recruiters get this bit wrong is they say, great, you want to interview them. When? And you're asking the client to look up their calendar and look at when they're next available. Almost always, they'll either give you one of two answers. One, later this week or next week. And why do people do that? When you say to somebody, when can you meet this person? What do? They open up their calendar and look to where there's the least amount of busyness, right? And everyone's calendar is really busy today and tomorrow the next day. But there's always gaps. So what they do is they say, I'm pretty free on Thursday. Let's just say it's Monday. I'm pretty free on Thursday. I'm pretty free Friday, but next week's really, really clear. Well, next week's always clear because people plan 2-3 days ahead for the most part for these little meetings. So when you ask a client when, that's what they do. They go, where is the gap in my calendar? Oh, it's at the end of the week and it's next week, right? So what you've done is gone from a Monday getting a first interview to that thing's not happening till the end of the week or next week. It's a long time in recruitment. So we have a policy here is we know when. Know when. We do not say when. We just say something that's slightly different, but it gets a result. What we do, we make sure we know exactly when that candidate is free and we push and squeeze them for availability for today and tomorrow and the next. We want to understand their entire week schedule, right? Because if you ask a candidate when can they meet, they'll give you the same sort of bullshit. So when we're talking to a client who's just giving you an interview, we want to say not when can you meet them. What we want to say is great, you want to meet them. I've actually got them available this afternoon at 3:00. Do you think you could do that? So now you're not asking him to give you some availability. You're asking him a very, very direct question. Can you do 3:00 today? They go, no, I can't do that. I could do 4. Okay, let me come back to you. And you've now got that interview happening this afternoon, or it could be tomorrow. But my point is this. It's a very simple concept and it's very easy to execute. And if you're a young recruiter who is doing this, when you get an interview, is saying, oh, when can you meet? When can you meet? We're trying to work it out. It sounds really harmless and innocent. What you're doing is giving that client license to push that thing out. They don't realize they're doing it. They don't mean to do it. No one intends to drag things out, and they don't see it as dragging things out. But we as recruiters know that if we don't get this thing done quickly, whilst we're in the moment, whilst there's momentum, any one of hundreds of threats could come in and derail a deal. So we are always like, we're in buying mode. Candidates are keen. They want to explore the market. Well, let's go. There is no reason to delay. So if you have that concept, if you just get a piece of paper now and you just write the words no, N-O, when, W-H-E-N, know when, right? Stick it on your wall. And next time you get an interview, just look at it and think, I can't ask when. You have to go in and be very direct with this guy could meet you this afternoon at 3:00 or between 3 and 5 and always just start with the closest one. Or tomorrow we could do between 12 and 2. Give a little bracket. You're honing what they're looking at in their calendar. They can either do it or they can't. A lot of the time you'll find, oh, surprise, surprise, they can do it. Okay? And so now your meeting's happening today or tomorrow, not at the end of the week and next week. Super simple episode. I hope it helps somebody. Like, share, subscribe, helps us grow. As always, have an amazing day. May all your deals and no whens come true.